mia! The following video will contain content that is not appropriate for the children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, good morning, bastards, bitches, and motherfuckers. Welcome back for another one of my Pokemon Battle Revolution discussion battles. Fuck yeah. Oh, man, so I've just been kind of discussing, for the most part, my stupid life. You know, the past couple of videos here. And, yeah, shit's just not going well for me in my personal life and shit. I feel like a lot of the times, problems between me and other people are caused by the fact that I really feel like there has been no one, like pretty much not a single person, has ever existed that I have come into contact with that has ever truly understood me. That truly has ever understood where I'm coming from. Or what my deal is. I just really honestly feel that way. Like there has not been a single goddamn human that gets it. You know? There have certainly been people that I have been on the same page with. Don't get me wrong. There have certainly been those people over the years. But I feel like there's never been anyone that has truly understood me or where I'm coming from. For the most part. There have been people who've been damn close, that's for sure. You know, again, like I said, there's definitely been people I've been on the same page with. That is definitely for damn sure, but I feel like I'm a largely misunderstood person. I'm a very laid-back kind of guy, you know? I try not to take shit too seriously all the time, but, you know, sometimes shit pisses me off. You know, and that's the thing that people don't get about me, is that I may come off as a very, like, cavalier kind of, you know, like, guy, like, I just don't give a shit and whatnot. And to a certain extent, that is definitely true. But at the same time, I am very much so an emotionally based person. Not necessarily a logic-based person. I tend to listen to my sixth sense. You know, like what my gut reaction is. I tend to listen to that. You know, I've always been more of an emotions-based person than a logic-based person. Granted, I certainly listen to logic, you know, and I wouldn't do something illogically stupid, you know, unless I was willing to deal with the consequences. Because that's kind of how I operate, is that I go into any given situation, and I think to myself, what is the worst possible outcome of this given situation? Then I think to myself, am I prepared to deal with the worst possible outcome? And then if the answer is yes, then I go ahead and do that, make that decision. You know, like, for example, with my car that I just bought. I bought it for about $4,000, you know. I had about $7,000 in the bank. So, when all was said and done, you know, with all the extra fees and taxes and shit, it cost me about, like, $4,800. So I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, going into this, you know, deal with buying this car, you know, it's a pretty good car. It's got low mileage. Seems legit, you know, so the worst possible outcome is that I buy the car, and it turns out to be a total shit box, and there's a bunch of shit I have to fix right off the bat. You know, which I expected there'd be at least one thing that I have to fix right off the bat, which I actually should probably call the mechanic about soon. But I actually thought I had a dentist appointment coming up, but usually my dentist will, you know, fucking, you know, usually they'll call me like a day or two before, like, just to remind me of my appointment, but they haven't done that yet, so I may have to give them a call and be like, hey, did I have an appointment coming up at some point? Because I thought I did, you know, so a little bit weird there, but again, you know, with my car, I figured the worst possible outcome of that given situation was that I would have to make repairs on it right away, and I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, so worst case scenario, I buy the car, it turns out to be a total shit box, and I have to, you know, fix a bunch of things right away. Well, think about it. I buy this car for $4,800. I got $7,000 sitting in the bank. I still got $2,200 to screw with. So I got plenty of money to fix the car if things go wrong on it right away. So I thought to myself, I'm like, yeah, okay, this will be a good good purchase for me, I think. Because, again, worst case scenario, turns out to be a total shitbox. I have to fix a bunch of shit right away. No problem. I got the money to do it. So fuck it. That's why I decided to buy the car, because it was a smart move. But I also really liked the car, too. Like, there was an emotions part of it as well. I really liked the car because I think my car is a good-looking car, you know? It's not a super fancy sports car or anything. It's a 2003 Chevy Malibu LS, but it does have the spoiler package, which is nice. You know, makes it look much cooler that way. It's also got a sunroof. It's got a cassette deck and a CD player, you know? It's my particular Malibu is kind of like the upgraded one. But it's got that cassette deck, which I can use one of those cassette adapter things and then plug in my MP3 player and listen to my own music, which is awesome. So, feelings-wise, I thought it was a great car. Also, it's a V6 engine, so it's a little bit faster. So, I like that, too. So, there's definitely some feelings that went into that decision as well. And I feel like that's largely why I'm misunderstood, is because I have this very kind of cavalier attitude where I just, you know, come off like I really don't give a fuck. And for the most part, that's true. I don't. But the thing is that people don't realize that I'm very much so an emotions-based person. You know, like, yeah, I listen to Logic to a certain extent, but, you know, I feel like I have a good balance between logic and emotions. You know, and I feel like people just don't understand that about me. They don't take my emotions into account, you know, and they don't think about how their actions can affect me emotionally, because I'm not always good at expressing my emotions. I'm not very good at that, you know, except for anger. I'm very good at expressing anger, as I'm sure you guys have seen in several of these, you know, discussion battles that I do where I rant about stuff, you know. So for the most part, I'm not that great at expressing emotions, because see, especially when it comes to anger, right? I'm not one of those people who gets, and you know, again, I know I rant a lot during these discussion battles, but I really don't get angry very, like, easily. Like, I feel like it takes a lot for me to get genuinely, like, pissed off. But the thing about me is that I don't get just a little bit frustrated. I jump right from being happy to completely and utterly pissed off. There is no in-between with me. Like, I don't get pissed off very often, but when I do get pissed off, I get pissed off. Like, usually you have to push me to the point where I get really pissed off before I start actually expressing it openly. That I'm extremely pissed off. You know, like, you're pissing me off. So, usually, you really have to push me to the point where I'm extremely pissed off before I actually let you know that I'm extremely pissed off. And I feel like that's part of where there's a misunderstanding with me, is that people don't understand that about me, is that, you know, I may not always show my emotions, but I still have them, you know? People just don't seem to get that. Also, honestly, I just wish people would listen to me more. You know, again, like our managers at work. Again, they're just idiots sometimes. Just complete fucking idiots. And it's irritating. It's just fucking irritating, you know? Because again, I might not be a manager, you know, I may just be a host, but I have worked there for 6 years. Occasionally I know what I'm talking about. You know? I always observe, I always listen, I always learn from not only my own mistakes, but other people's mistakes as well. So I know how things operate there. You know, again, I may just be a host, but I've paid attention to how the managers have done things over the years. In fact, I've shown managers how to do things before, because, you know, I've watched previous managers do things, and then a manager will be like, hey, how do I do this? And I'll be like, oh, you do this like this. And then they'll be like, oh, okay, cool. You know, so I even show the managers how to do stuff sometimes. So, you know, it's just frustrating, because I just feel like there have been very few, if any, people that I've come across who have ever truly understood me and understood where I've come, you know, where I'm coming from. Again, that's partially because of my own personality, but at the same time, it's also because of other people just not taking into account, my feelings, I guess, when it comes to certain things. So sometimes people just fail to see the writing on the wall. Like our managers with the pens, because our company pens are terrible, which is why I throw them at the wall sometimes. Because apparently I'm trying to write something on the wall that the managers can't figure out how to read. Because they're just idiots. They don't get shit done when they should. They don't do what they should when they should. Or how they should. And it's just stupid. That's why I'm just really fucking irritated with them these days. Yeah, I can't wait till I get my orange juice because my mom actually went and got me this. I know you guys can't see it. You may be able to hear it there. My mom got me this big ass bottle of like premium, like it's a really fancy bottle of like amaretto, which I don't drink alcohol very often, but occasionally I'll have a drink or two. I never drink enough to get like plastered or any of that bullshit. But I like to mix amaretto with orange juice, because that's my drink of choice. And I had to order some orange juice off of Amazon, because I don't even bother going out to stores, during this whole COVID thing. It's just stupid. So I just order everything off of Amazon. So still waiting to get my orange juice, so that way I can drink up this amaretto, because I don't drink it straight up, because I think straight up it's kind of gross. But mixed with orange juice, it adds a little nice natural kind of flavor to it. So yeah, I don't know, hopefully I'll be able to get that, because not gonna lie, given how things have gone, I could certainly use a couple of drinks, to mellow myself out a little bit. But yeah, it's not supposed to get here till like Saturday, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, that is a really nice bottle of amaretto. I mean, I've never seen a bottle of amaretto that looks as tasty as that. So, really looking forward to drinking the shit out of that. But yeah, I don't even know, you guys. I've just been so goddamn frustrated. So, just is what it is, I guess. I just wish people would be a bit more understanding, But, is what it is, I guess. Honestly, I'm at that point in my life where kind of just lost all faith in humanity at this point. Then again, I suppose that happened a long time ago, but especially given how 2020 is gone, I have officially lost even any semblance of faith I had in humans. So, again, they've done nothing, pretty much nothing whatsoever to prove to me that they are worthy of their existence. Nothing. I don't think humans deserve to exist. It's just my opinion. Alright, well, either way, guys, that will do it for that one, so stay tuned, and until next time, peace out.